the heads of school may not necessarily have a principal certification.
Okay.
But I actually have a principal certification.
Okay, all right. She said, let me get that clear. I do have one. I know that's right, Angela. And so Trippy knows she's been there how long?
About 2 weeks. She's been there about 2 weeks, and no, I'm just messing with you. Go ahead.
Pretty much, I've been affiliated with the school from the existence. I'm one of the founding board members of the school with Miss Nita Robeson, who was the original head of school, and she actually started the school. And about 3 years ago, I came back to work at the school as the director of special ed. And then this year, 2013-14 school year, I became the executive director.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's wonderful.
So tell us about your school.
Our school is a kindergarten through 5th grade school, charter school. We currently have 218 children enrolled. We're located at 501 West 28th Street, which is the old Chrysler King building. Typically, if I tell people that, they're like, oh,
yeah.
A lot of people, it's a lot of heritage there, a lot of families attended that school. Our school pretty much is, we have a 2-teacher model from kindergarten through 2nd grade.
Okay.
And our ratios, we try to keep them pretty much 1 through 15, and then we have single teachers for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grades.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
But what I like about it is that you were there like in the very beginning of the school, and then it's like you worked your way up the ranks.
Well, to some, initially when I helped at the beginning, I was on the board, so I was a board member, and then I left the school for a number of years, and then I came back on the board, and then after the new board then asked me to come and actually work at the school.
Okay.
So that's how I came back to the school.
So what do you think sets your school apart from other charter schools?
Oh, well, our school, well, we're very personable, but one thing about us, we are a college preparatory school. We prepare our children, we lay the foundation for them to know that college is an option. Our scholars are by far some of the smartest kids in Wilmington. We recruit children from all over the state of Delaware. However, our children are performing just as well as some of the other schools that get a lot more support than what we get.
Okay.
But our theme is college. You know, our
I like
children
how
are going to
you refer
college.
to your students as scholars.
Yes, they are scholars, and they know they are scholars as
Right.
well.
I was there a few years ago visiting, and the children did a like a morning chant. Do you remember that? It was something that they did in the morning.
Well, it revolved, like under each
Okay.
administration, they kind of added different things. We still have morning meetings.
Okay.
We're trying to get back to some of the grassroots things.
Okay.
When I came in this year, some of the things that originally were part of the school were no longer
okay. All right.
part of the school, but we actually kind of went back and started at the, you know, it's like a grassroots. We went
Right.
back with the dream values, also having morning meetings, but we also added on some new things. This year we actually have a school pledge versus, you know, we also have the Pledge of Allegiance, but we actually have our own school pledge. In addition to that, we have a school mascot that we recently had. So it's a, you know, we added on some things as well.
Now, I met Angela at T Styling Studio,
Yes.
and when I first met her, I mean, I just loved her spirit as far as caring about her scholars. I mean, you might didn't know I was paying attention, but I was really paying attention on how she wanted to make sure, you know, that they were well. And so I appreciate that about you.
Thank you.
Because I think in schools we really need to have people who genuinely care about the students and not just there for a paycheck.
Oh, absolutely. The other thing, going back to your original question, what sets us apart is that we believe that all of our scholars can learn. It's not the type of school where it's like, oh, well, some can learn. No, they all have to learn. They may learn at different rates, but they all are capable of learning, and we truly believe that.
What's the application process?
Pretty much you just fill out an application, kindergarten through 2. We recruit from kindergarten through 2nd grade,
Okay.
pretty much because we want them to get acclimated to our school and to the culture. But we do have other special criterias to recruit 3rd through 5th grade, like if they have a younger sibling, if they're coming out of state, if they're transferring from another charter school. So there's other ways they can get in, but charter schools have a special a special process in terms of they are a little bit more flexible, and we can add a little bit more. We're not restricted with some of the regulations that traditional public schools are, they have to do certain things. So we do have the luxury of that.
So take us through a normal day at your school for a student.
Well, the first thing is every morning at 7:45, our doors open for breakfast.
Okay.
When our scholars come, we're a uniform school. They are greeted by myself or one of the other administrators, and they have to check in basically. So they have a greeting says, "I'm hungry for knowledge to get into college."
That's what it was.
And that's the greeting. That's the greeting. I'm hungry for knowledge to get into college. And so then that way we get a chance to see how their day is, because we can kind of tell just from the handshake in the morning how their day is going to be. Or if they come in and they look like maybe, they were coming home, maybe they got in trouble, whatever the case may be, we're usually able to stop them at the door and tell them it's going to be okay, we're going to have a great day, and kind of get them on their way.
I'm sure that makes a big difference too.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially from there.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, growing up, I grew up in Philadelphia. I can't even remember my principal. I can't even remember my principal.
Wow.
But what I'm saying is that I know that they'll remember the staff because we all greet them in the morning. Their teachers are downstairs waiting for them. When they come in, 7:45 to about 8:10 is breakfast. Then they're dismissed to their homerooms. They go up with their teachers. They go in and do their morning meeting. And then about 9 o'clock is when they start their first period. And so we start off usually with English language arts and reading, which is a 90-minute block. And then depending on your schedule, but our typical day is 90 minutes of reading, 90 minutes of math, and then we add in social studies and science 2 days a week. Also, they have technology every day, and we added back in cursive. A lot of schools took that out, but we did add back in cursive writing and different study techniques on Fridays, because they do have a half day on Fridays so that the staff can have professional development. So our professional development is built in on Fridays, and basically, studies show that teachers that are prepared and knowledgeable, it filters down to the scholars, and so that's why our scholars are doing well.
Definitely.
All right, it's a shame we can't keep going,
I
but
know.
yeah.
We'll have you back on again.
Well, thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
I truly appreciate you
You're
having me here
welcome.
this evening.
And just give us give us your school and an address and when people can call.
Okay. I'm from Delaware College Preparatory Academy, 501 West 28th Street, Wilmington, Delaware, 19802. Our phone number is area code 302-762-7424. Our fax is area code 302-762-7426. And our web address is www.dcpacademy.org. Applications can be found on our website, and they can be faxed to the fax address that I gave.
All right. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with the country's, not just Delaware, the country's premier ear, nose, and throat specialist, right?
Yes.
That's right.
Okay.
Dr. Koker, we'll be right
I'm
back.
like, where are you going with this? Good evening and welcome back to the Congo Hour. I am really excited about our next guest. As we said earlier, this is Women's History Month, and without a shadow of a doubt, our next guest is making history.
Yes, she
and
is.
we all love her. And we had to bring Mr. Congo on. She has all three of her patients sitting here to interview her.
That's right.
Welcome to the show, Dr. Coker.
Thank you so
Welcome
much.
back. You were here.
Welcome back. She
Yeah.
was here a
I
while
was
ago.
here.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
here.
You're going to be a regular.
That would be great.
Yeah. And it's funny because I had to call her mom. I was like, I'm like, Miss BB, please ask your daughter to come on the show for me. So,
Hey,
That was no ask. That was, you will be on the show this date or this date.
okay.
I'll do this date.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming.
You got it.
So tell the audience a little bit about yourself, Dr. Koker.
So I am a ear, nose, and throat head and neck surgeon here in Wilmington. And it's good to be home. I take care of all diseases of the ear, nose, and throat, from the babies to the elderly and
right.
everything in between.
You said to the elderly to your right.
So I operate at Children's Hospital. I also operate at Christiana Care and a outpatient surgery center. So I get around town pretty good.
Yeah.
So tell us your path from high school to where you are now. Because we always encourage our children to be
Right.
doctors and lawyers
Right.
and dentists. But
Right.
tell us how you made it.
So the path is great, in my opinion, simply because it was the public school system here in Delaware is where I got my start.
Okay.
And I was in the FAME program, which was awesome. And I was one of the charter members of FAME, I'm happy
Wow.
to say. So it was all year
He's been
round for
around a
me,
long time.
right?
I didn't really know
I
what that
swear,
was.
I spoke, it was 30 years in 2007, if I'm not mistaken. That was their 30-year anniversary, and we were the first class.
Okay.
And so that has been an awesome foundation that I went on to Tuskegee, left Tuskegee, went on to medical school, graduated medical school in Ohio, went to Howard University, did a year of general surgery, and then went on to Los Angeles and trained in Los Angeles, and then a fellowship at Stanford University. So it's been a long journey, and then I came back home to simply take care of my father, which was a great experience up until his loss in September of this past year.
Okay. And where are you practicing now? Where is your practice?
My practice is in 2 locations, right across the street from Brandywine High on Falk Road,
Okay.
at Falkstone Plaza. We're on the 2nd floor, and we also have an office in Middletown, right?
know
Main
about that
Street,
one.
Middletown.
I was just gonna say I know about the Middletown one.
Middletown office.
How
I'm
long
there
have you
on
been there?
Thursdays.
Okay.
I've been there for probably about 3 years now.
In Middletown for
In
3 years.
Middletown for 3 years.
Oh,
How long have you
that
been
was the best
practicing
kept
now?
secret.
I've been practicing medicine for 20 years.
Wow.
How about that? 20 years of
Good
medicine.
Lord.
But yeah, just been back home since 2007, so it's been about 7
Wow,
years.
okay.
7 years in Delaware.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why would someone come see you?
Well, right now, with it being allergy season, very, very busy at the practice.
Okay.
It was a rough cold and flu season, so we saw a lot of sinus disease. I see a lot of children for tubes, tonsils, and a lot of elderly patients for hearing loss and hearing aids.
Oh,
So
wait, one
we
second.
run the-
Huh? What you
This
say?
guy can hear. It's all an act. This guy is
Oh, he
right
can
here.
hear.
That's right here.
Okay.
No, that's why we have him on that side, because he can only hear out his left ear. So if he were over on this side, it would be a whole different interview.
Dr. Koker, can he hear out of both ears?
I'm going to go with yes.
You know, when I was in the office, we went through that hearing test. And
Yes.
she said, "You hear excellent." But she took the big mistake was I was not aware that you could have that much wax in your ears.
This is true.
So I thought I was going deaf. You know, everybody, huh?
He just clogged
She
up.
went in there and well, first of all, there was so much in there, I went to sleep in the chair.
Yes, he does.
And
he does.
yeah, but it was a fantastic experience. She's so gentle and so nice, and I go back more than I need to go back just to go to sleep in the chair. But I would advise anybody to make sure that go to Joni and get Dr. Koker. I'm sorry, man. Go to Dr. Koker on a regular basis so that you don't have the problem that could end up with not hearing.
Sure.
And I'm very proud of her. She's the same person everywhere. She's all involved. And we get our professional people. Sometimes they stand off a little bit.
All right.
But everywhere I go, I see she's right in the middle
Yep,
of it.
down to
and
earth.
I am so proud of that. And I would like to see so many more people who come back or, get professional and don't get too professional.
That's right.
Right.
Don't forget that we all came up the same trails.
That's
Right.
correct.
And she has definitely proven, because her mom is great, and I know that she wouldn't let it go any way but that way.
That's correct.
And at that event that we went to the other night, I felt so good because I went back and I was telling you that I spent some time with Eddie Levert, and we was talking about kids, and he was talking about you have to kind of keep involved with your kids and nurture them up,
right.
even when they're 60 and you're 90.
That's right.
You still have to nurture your kids. They're still your kids, and you got to nurture them. And
Yeah, you're right.
But I was just telling Joni back in the green room how you ran away, and I was never able to nurture you because
That is terrible.
See, I was
That's
about to give you some
terrible.
credit too.
But wait, Mr. C, my first experience with Dr. Koker, first my family doctor said he was going to send me to a doctor, and I was like, well, what am I going for? He said ears, nose, and throat. I said, well, there's only one that, that I'm going to go to.
That's
So
awesome.
when I get there, she's telling me this procedure that she's going to do. So I'm saying, so is this outpatient? She like, no, we're going to do it right here. I was like, oh, Lord.
No,
What was
But
the
you
thing
made
you
it. You
did?
made it. I had to scope you. I had to look at your voice box. You were a little hoarse, right?
She's
Yeah, I
thorough.
still,
I
Right.
hope they appreciate that.
I guess
No,
the
I
thing that I
did, but-
remember the most was poor Noble was really concerned
Oh, yeah.
because he had something in his head.
Right.
Yes.
And they had
Yes.
planned to operate on her head. And she said, come over here and I'll go up your nose and clean that up and there would be no operation.
Wow.
And he's
Awesome.
happy as a pig right now
No, was a
because
good guy.
didn't have to go
Yes.
through that major surgery
That's right.
because of her
But okay,
technology.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That he was going to have major operation, and there's
Doctor told him
techniques.
Absolutely. I mean, sometimes if you get things on the front end, do a little preventive medicine, then you don't have to go through an operation. We need to try something first.
Right.
And if it fails, then certainly surgery is an option, but yeah, you want to exhaust all measures prior to, for sure.
That's an interesting point you just said about preventive care, because I guess it normally doesn't cross anyone's mind to go through, to come to a
Right.
nose, ear, and
Right.
throat specialist. But I guess we should, huh?
Especially when there's a sudden hearing loss. And that's probably the main thing. Most folks will say, oh, it'll come back. I was swimming. Something got in my ear. I'm going to check it. I'm going to check it. And the interesting thing is with sudden hearing loss, if you don't get in within 10 days, if it's not as simple as fluid behind the drum, we can't bring that hearing back. But if you get in early, we can get it back. We
Right.
can put you on some medication and we can get it back.
Right. Yeah. Unfortunately, that was Hunter's problem. We didn't catch it in time.
Right.
But yeah.
Yes.
Well, when
I
you coming back
remember-
to see us?
Let's think. How about next Sunday?
That sounds great.
Here we go.
That makes me make sure that I get to you by next Sunday.
That's right.
Oh, you have to go back to her? Is that what you're saying?
I have to go back. This
About
this
that time.
ear.
Okay.
It sounds like it's
full
nap
of
time.
wax.
All right.
Huh?
It's
It's
nap
nap
time.
time. Yeah.
All right. So, Dr. Koker, we're going to put your number back on the screen. We encourage everyone to give her a call, schedule an appointment, and go get checked for preventive maintenance. So we're going to have you back on again real
Awesome.
soon, okay?
Love
All
to
right.
come.
So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Hello and welcome back to the Congo Hour. We hope that you have enjoyed the show so far. And I think this is our first male interview in about 3 weeks. So I'm so glad you are here.
I told you it's all about women
I know
this
it
month.
is, but I'm glad I got a little break. 'Cause You, guys
You was
were-
getting sick of
Yeah,
women?
you guys are wearing me out. So we want to welcome on back to the show a good friend of ours, Newcastle County Exec Tom Gordon. What's going on, buddy?
Doing well. Good afternoon. Good evening, rather.
Good
All right, so
evening.
tell us what's going on in the county.
We're busy. We're doing a lot of good things. It's very tough to run. It's the second largest government in the state, but we're trudging along. I think we're making some accomplishments.
Okay.
Mainly trying to keep
Stop being so
Sam
humble.
I
out
was
of
getting
trouble.
ready to say he
Yeah,
is so modest.
Stop it.
Let me just name a few things,
Okay.
and then he can talk about whatever he wants to talk
All right.
about. He has raised minimum wage to
Yes.
$10.10. We had a career fair, and there are lots. I want to say there's quite a few job opportunities that are available. We're working on workforce diversity,
Workforce housing. Yep.
workforce housing.
Right.
And we have you did the budget address,
Budget
an
address
awesome
on
budget
Tuesday night.
address. Yeah, so he's
Okay.
being modest.
Yeah,
I mean,
as
I
always.
mean, the list goes on and on and on, but
We got a lot of good initiatives.
Yeah.
And, the 1010 hourly wage, I mean, was following the president with, can you imagine everybody made a big thing out of that? It's not a lot of money to raise a family or
Right.
raise yourself. It's, it's just barely above. We just feel that anybody that's working full time shouldn't have to live in poverty. And we're hoping everybody else would try to follow that suit. But That was a no-brainer, I thought.
Okay.
You know, taking care of that. But we, one of the things we're doing, we're going to build a library resource center development center
Right.
on Route 9, and we're putting a lot of effort into it, and it's going to hopefully it's going to be on 12 acres, and it's going to be one unique one in this whole country. Going to make it the best, and that's working very hard to push that. As you talked about, working with the council and Penrose Hollins on getting a real workforce housing, not like the one we had.
Can you explain that? What do you mean when you say that?
There was an initiative several years ago to try to create where somebody with low to medium income could afford a house, and they were trying at the time to put it everywhere where you have development, and it turned out not at all to be what it was. It was just I don't think it made any opportunity for anybody of moderate to low income.
Okay.
So we stopped it. We're trying to rewrite it so that it's an initiative that council and Penrose Hollins has had his whole life. Trying to make affordable housing, and I think he was disappointed in what occurred there, and we're going to take another jab at it. So,
Okay.
But we have a budget with no tax increase, and we're working very hard to keep all the services, and we're trying to open the government up to a good workforce, a very diverse workforce. So you're hearing about the jobs that we're offering, and we had at the PAL Center. But we're having fun.
I just had an ideal. I mean, next time you come on, maybe we could bring one of the managers of a department
Sure.
so that they can talk about
Sure.
their department. So, Mr. Congo, you proud of your friend keeping his word?
He's been a fantastic politician, like none I've ever known in
That's
my
true.
life.
Very true.
He has not wavered at all away from what he promised. And if he promised and it didn't work out, he makes it work.
Right.
So I just think we're lucky to have this kind of guy with vision and understanding and willingness to give it up to be able to make everybody happy. As you notice, the minimum wage, he's not even satisfied with that.
Right.
He believes that people should have more. and I think that he's serious, and I think that we got to make sure that he stays in the ring.
Most
Can't let him
definitely.
out, no matter whether he's running for
Here we go.
executive or governor.
Right,
or
right.
Start that. Start that.
president of the United States.
You don't want to
There you
talk about that.
Go to President of the United States. That'll
You
stir
know,
up.
we know that what he says is what we'll get.
Yeah, that's very
And-
Coming from you, that's a compliment. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
I just think that we're all lucky, and we have to remember that we want to keep him there.
most definitely.
Wherever he is, he's going to be a positive image and going to be positive for the rich and the poor.
That's right.
He's not going to try to hurt anybody. He's going to try to do and represent everybody. So I'm proud to be his friend.
Very good.
I think one of my high points I forgot to mention was the barley mill. We won the
Oh,
barley
right.
mill
Yes.
decision in Supreme Court.
Yes.
So we're very pleased with that.
That was the night of the budget address, right?
It was a great week.
Yeah.
So maybe next month when you come back on, we can go into that.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say because we need
Okay.
to take a break
Okay.
because Bishop Morton is here,
Wow.
and I don't want to get in trouble.
No,
and I know
and
you
I
don't
don't
want to
either.
get beat up, and
That's
yeah,
fair
because she's your friend too.
She is my friend.
We're going to take a quick
People
break.
would rather hear from her than me.
Let's have a half hour for him the next time.
Next time, okay.
Well, I was lucky. I thought I was going to get left in the blue room.
Oh,
tonight. I
no,
was so
not-
happy to
never
come on.
that.
But I'll come on for 5 minutes. I'm so happy to be here, be with this group.
You're welcome. So we'll
How
be
many times
right
I got
back.
left out there? No, I'm so.
Good evening and welcome back. We hope that you are enjoying the show. Well, I am really, truly, truly, truly excited to have Bishop Morton, Mom Bishop Morton, on the Congo Hour. You haven't been on here for
Oh,
a
man,
long
for
time.
a long time.
I know.
A long time. And,
Trippy
and
said, how many years, Trippy?
we'll
Mom,
deal with
he
him
said
after the
70.
show.
Okay,
we'll
get-
deal with him
we'll
after
get him
the
later.
show.
Could I say
Yeah.
something here?
Oh,
Yes,
yes,
sir.
you can.
She's on Sammy's Corner.
Oh, this is Sammy's Corner.
Not
Let me
the
start all over
Congo
again.
Hour, okay.
Welcome back to the Congo Hour. Now it's time for my favorite part of the show, Sammy's Corner. Mr. C.
Now we're going to introduce my favorite friend, Dr. Reverend Morton. So proud to have you with us.
Well, thank you, Sammy. I'm happy to be on Sammy's Corner. Really.
That's right. I'm so proud to have you here because it's people like you that make this corner worth it.
Oh,
going
wow.
past. See.
Wow. I've got to mark this date down.
I'm competing with Norman
Oh,
Oliver.
my Lord.
What?
Having people on.
Oh,
So it'd be controversial.
okay.
So we got to talk something crazy tonight.
He's so crazy.
No, seriously, it's just so wonderful to have you
I'm glad
and
to be here.
for you to share some of the stuff you're doing. What's going on?
Well, you know, my first reason really for coming on or wanting to come on, because it's been rumored, you know, that I was bad off sick and you know all that kind of good stuff. You know how Wilmington takes stuff.
Yeah.
So I just want the city to know that I'm okay and I'm nowhere near en route to Congo.
She said nowhere. They had you en route.
Oh, they had me en route to Congo.
Wilmington,
yeah,
something, weren't
Wilmington.
they?
Yes, indeed. But I just, you know, I wanted to drop by. But we're really, the church is growing and blessings upon blessings. Seriously, I don't know how God does it, but He does. He really and truly does. This coming Friday, I have to bring this up. This coming Friday, we're doing a revival night, and we're asking folk to come. Plus the fact we're having dinner. We're going to have dinners for sale, and from 4 until you get off from work, and you want to come have dinner with us, and then stay for service. We'll be in and out in a little of no time. I was supposed to be here this morning,
I know.
you know, but we got our time mixed up.
Yeah,
Our time
yeah.
at church is from 8 to 10, so I wasn't able to be here. But I'm
Well, I'm
here.
glad you were
Yeah.
able to be there earlier.
Yeah, so I could come. Tonight. It's a pleasure though to sit alongside
You know,
Miss
Reverend Morton, I was talking about you this afternoon.
Uh-oh. See?
And as you know, Lapa on Monday or Tuesday becomes the ones that are heading up Channel 28.
Yeah.
And we surely want to expand. And what I was talking about, I've always respected your vision with youth. And I would like to have a panel that would be sponsored by somebody that through the week, you know, on Sundays it's kind of crowded right now, but through the week have about an hour where someone like yourself who is open enough to understand young people, have a panel of young people to come in every week and share some of their concerns.
And
You
they
know.
have them.
Sure they
Most
do.
They have 'em.
definitely.
And if we can find a way of nurturing those kind of concerns and helping people to understand how we can nurture them instead of setting up our own way of doing
There
things.
you go.
We've got to understand that's a different time. And I think that young people can help young people, and we may save many lives through a program
That's the
like
truth.
that.
That's the truth.
And I don't believe in police handling the situations at all. I don't think that police will do a dent at all.
Right.
I think that people like yourself who have value for the young folk and are willing to listen to them, and then share some of your experiences. And between the two of them, I think that we can multiply many times the kinds of things that you know, and that they have to create some values. And what greater values can you get than the church?
Yeah.
There's
Believe
none
me,
of that.
they want, the young people want to be heard. But the meetings that we have, we don't invite them.
Well,
Right.
They, we tell
You talking about 'em, but don't bring them to the
don't bring
table.
them to the table. And practically every meeting that I go to, I say, until you guys get some young people in here and hear their side of the story, because they're in it every day.
Right.
What we sit and think about or wonder about, they're in it. And so it's awesome. And of course now having the older grandchildren that are able to, they got me tweeting and twittering and Instagramming and texting and Facebook. I don't fool with Facebook.
Oh, you don't do
No, that's
Facebook?
crazy. That's just totally insane. It really is. You know how to tweet, do you?
No.
Don't you?
I got
Mom, he
nervous
don't
right
even
now.
text.
Listen, I can't even answer my
on.
cell phone if they leave a message.
Oh yeah, you don't know how to check the message. So anytime you call, it says
Yeah.
it's full because he don't know
Lord,
how to
don't
check
get me on the ring. Call me back.
I know that's right. Thank you so much for having me on. Seriously. But Wilmington, I'm alive and well, and my intent is to live to be 120. So until that time, I'm good to go. I'm definitely not coming this way.
You want to recap about Friday evening?
Yeah, you can. You do
Okay.
such a beautiful
Oh,
job.
thank you.
With the announcement.
All right, so First Friday Fellowship, Bishop Morton, it's going to be this Friday, April the 4th. It starts at 7. However, please come at 4 p.m. to share dinner with them. It's for sale. They're going to have fried chicken, macaroni and cheese.
Mom
I was
Tart's
getting ready to say, if
macaroni
it's
and
Mom
cheese.
Tart's macaroni
Yes,
and
sir.
cheese, you don't
Yes,
want to
sir.
miss it.
Don't wanna miss
She
it.
needs to take like 5 pans.
Yeah.
Because, I would just order like extra macaroni and cheese. It's like the best.
Forget the chicken.
Forget
That's
the
right.
chicken, the
That's
macaroni.
right.
I don't want to say forget the chicken, but the macaroni and cheese is really good, as well as string beans. And for you can go to check out their website at Tabernacle, TABERNACLE, then FGBC.org. So once again, thank you for coming on Sammy's Corner.
Yes, thank
and
you,
we'll
Mr.
definitely have to have
Congo.
you back again.
I shall
All
return.
right. Okay.
See, I have a greater celebrity than Norman. Norman's always
Oh,
finding
Lord.
celebrities, but I want him to know tonight my celebrity is
I
better
know
than
that's
his.
right. I agree with you. So I think we're going to go right over to Studio B to Trippy for our funeral announcements.
Okay, thank you, Wayna. First, we have Mr. Isaiah Morrell Young, age 15, who departed this life March the 19th. His funeral services were on Friday at the Canaan Baptist Church, and his burial took place in the Delaware Veterans Memorial Cemetery. Miss Irene Collins, age 92, departed this life March the 23rd. Her graveside services were on Friday at the Grace Lawn Memorial Park. Miss Jacqueline Emery, age 66, who departed this life March the 20th. Her funeral services were on Saturday at the Episcopal Church of Saints Andrew and Matthew, and her burial was private. Miss Gertrude Henry, age 86, departed this life March the 22nd. Her funeral services were private. Miss Vivian Williams, age 79, departed this life March the 24th. Her funeral services were on Saturday at the Canaan Baptist Church, and her burial took place in the Grace Lawn Memorial Park. Miss Barbara Ellis, age 81, departed this life March the 26th. Her funeral services will be on Thursday, April the 3rd at 11 a.m. at the Central Baptist Church, 839 North Pine Street. Viewing will be from 9 to 10:45 only, and her burial will take place in the Evergreen Cemetery in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Mr. John Gardner Jr., age 96, departed this life March the 27th. His funeral services will be on Thursday, April the 10th at the Simpson United Methodist Church in Belvedere at 11:30 a.m. Viewing will be from 9:30 to 11:15, only. Masonic services will be from 9 to 9:30. His burial will take place in the Delaware Veterans Memorial Cemetery. Services for Miss Marjorie Thorpe, age 82, who departed this life on March the 4th, will be on Thursday at the Congo Funeral Home on 2nd and Gray Avenue at 11 a.m. Viewing will be from 9 to 10:45 only, and her burial will take place in the Delaware Veterans Memorial Cemetery. Miss Cornelia Strickland, age 61, who departed this life March the 14th. Her funeral services will be on Friday, April the 4th at 11 a.m. at the Congo Funeral Home on 2nd and Gray Avenue. Viewing will be from 9 to 10:45 only, and her burial will be in the Grace Lawn Memorial Park. Services for Mr. Rubel Harris, age 60, who departed this life March the 26th, will be on Saturday, April the 5th at 10 a.m. at the Congo Funeral Home on 2nd and Gray Avenue. Viewing will be from 8 to 9:45 only, and his burial will take place in the Riverview Cemetery. Services for Miss Betty Ann Perry, age 77, who departed this life March the 17th, will be announced. And services will also be announced, well, actually, they will be private in North Carolina for Miss Uzella W. Burton, age 88, who departed this life March the 23rd. And once again, her services will be private in North Carolina. And that does conclude all of our funeral announcements. If you have any questions, please call us at the funeral home at 652-8887. Also, you can go to our website for more information at www.congofuneralhome.com. All right, we have some birthdays that we want to announce. First, we want to say happy first birthday to Aaliyah Barrett. She turned 1, and she is so enjoyed by her parents, and that's coming from her mom and her dad. So happy birthday, Aaliyah Barrett. I want to say happy birthday to Craig Washington, who is like a big brother to me, and he has been with us for, over 30 years since he celebrated his birthday on March the 25th, and that's from all of us from the Congo Funeral Home team, Craig. Also want to say happy birthday to another team member, Miss Doris Moore. She celebrated her birthday on March the 29th. So happy birthday, Miss Doris. Also happy birthday to Mr. Clarence Bennett, who is celebrating his birthday today. And that's coming from all of your family and from all of us from the funeral home. Happy birthday. Also happy birthday to Carolyn Fields Harden, who will celebrate her birthday on April the 7th. And that's from all of your family, Carolyn, and from all of us from the funeral home. And last but certainly not least, happy birthday to my mom. She will be celebrating her birthday on April the 1st, and that's coming from Dad. He said that we had to show her a picture. April the 2nd, that's what I said. I just, the mics are messed up, so it probably came through, like I said, April the 1st. But I meant to say, I did say April the 2nd, right? April the 2nd. See, that's what I get for reading these things. Her birthday is April the 2nd. Happy birthday, Mom. And then we'll have some more celebrations for birthdays next week. And my dad's birthday is next week. We actually missed Gia's birthday. We're going to show her picture next week. And if you have an announcement that you want to that you want us to make on the Congo Hour, whether it be community news or birthday announcements, just call us at the funeral home at 652-8887. I think we're going to go back over to Wayna for some more for our community news. Is that right, Wayna?
That's right,
All
Trippy.
Right. Back over to Wayna.
I know you're a little tongue-tied now.
Mom's gonna hurt me.
Let me check my mic, make sure my mic is working right. All right, let's see. There is a semi-annual children resale, which is going to be Saturday, April the 5th from 8 a.m. until noon at Kirk Middle School. It's going to be over 35,000 items, and all of them will be from 50 to 80% off of the retail price. And there isn't a telephone number, but once again, it's going to be Saturday, April the 5th from 8 a.m. to 12 noon at Kirk Middle School in Newark, Delaware. National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives Delaware chapter will be having a law enforcement career fair Thursday, April the 17th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Delaware State University Martin Luther King Student Center. Registration is $100, and you can register by emailing Rodney Bond at rodney.bond, B-O-N-D, at state.de.us. I'll repeat that. That's rodney.bond, B-O-N-D, at state.de.us. And then come give back to the community the 6th annual shoe and sneaker giveaway. BVD will be collecting new and slightly used shoes and sneakers. And for pickup service, it is available. You can dial 420-2152. This is going to take place on Saturday, April the 19th at 223 West 8th Street, which is next to Libby's and Essex Restaurant. For more information, dial 302-888-2381. Once again, the telephone number is 302-888-2381. And from what I've seen from previous years, the line is normally wrapped around the corner, and it is wonderful and wonderful event. And we want to thank the gentleman at BVD Barbershop for caring about the community. So I think we did pretty good with all of our interviews and all the announcements that we had. Pray that you enjoyed the show. If you would like to be one of our guests, you can give me a call directly at 521-7325. That's 521-7325. And we pray that this week is the best week of your life. And stay tuned for Community Crossfire. I saw Senator Chris Coons in the green room. So stay tuned. God bless and good night.